One battle after another is now out and in theaters. Now, I haven't had a chance to see it yet. Coming back from the long road trip, LA Comic-Con, and quite frankly, I chose to watch football yesterday over going to the movies yesterday. I haven't had a chance to go see it, but Ann and I are going to go see it at 2:00 today. So I'm excited to see it, all that kind of stuff. But what I've been hearing about it has been next level. I honestly had one of my business manager contact me, said he thinks it might have been his favorite in-theater experience ever. Jack Quaid, the star of The Boys, got online. He says he thinks it might be the best movie he's ever seen. And if you go over to Rotten Tomatoes, I mean, right now, 96% critic rating, 85% audience rating. It is an almost 3-hour movie. You're going to lose some people there. And is now the de facto front runner. As of right now, it usurped Sinners to become the now definitive front runner for Best Picture at the Oscars. Again, we still got more movies coming out this year, but is now de facto. And it's got one of the most major movie stars in the world, Leonardo DiCaprio, starring in it. I mean, it's also got Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn in there too. I mean, it's got a great cast. And it was number one at the box office this weekend. But it was number one having just made $22 million. Now, listen, I get it. We can get into the relativism and the discussion of the budget. Maybe it didn't cost that much to make. And
it was expensive.
That's fine. But it was an expensive movie. But I mean, you can get into those discussions. But at the end of the day, did a ton of people go out to see this movie that's being hailed as maybe the best film of the year, maybe the front runner for the Oscars, one of the best, most popular, recognizable movie stars in the world with Leonardo DiCaprio, all that kind of stuff. Paul Thomas Anderson. But it only got $22 million worth of people to go out and see it. I mean, to put that in context, Demon Slayers made like 70 plus million on its own, like more than triple the amount of people went out to go see that went out to go see this. In a world where everybody cries, there's no original films anymore. Oh, yes, they are. You just don't go see them. Now, again, I say all that. I haven't seen the film yet myself. I'm going to see it this afternoon. But everybody I know who have seen it, at the weakest, Rob, the weakest endorsement I heard from this, from all the people I've talked to that have seen it was really good. That's the weakest thing I've heard. Jonathan, you saw it. I think that might have been you. Like, you thought it was really good, but
yeah.
You know, it wasn't to you like in the conversation of the greatest movie of all time or anything.
Yeah,
right?
it's hard when you're coming off of quotes like that. It's like, man, I'm in for a real experience. And it's like, it was fantastic. And for 2 hours and 47 minutes, I was telling John, like, I was in an hour and 47 minutes. I remember checking my clock and I was like, oh, wow, there's only an hour left. And the story just keeps going and it's entertaining. So you don't ever feel like it drags or it's boring or anything. So, I mean, I recommend it. But.
So here's the question that pops into my head as somebody who hasn't seen the movie yet, but has seen all the fallout from it. Why, if this movie is universally hailed as incredible, some people even saying maybe the best movie they've ever seen, big stars, all that kind of stuff, word of mouth is great, positive, it's an original film. Why'd nobody go to see it? Again, I understand it's number one at the box office, but nobody went to go see it. Why? My best theory, Rob, is this. You know, remember, we had the discussion a little while ago. And by the way, with this movie now coming out, it breaks Warner Brothers' record streak of 7 movies in a row that all opened over $40 million. Smash the record.
But this is still their 8th number one opening film.
Still their 8th number one opening, but at $22 million, that's not saying anything, right? So it kind of snaps that winning streak they had. And I said when the conversation came up the other week, Rob, you might remember we discussed that. It's like, continue the streak or will the streak be broken? I said the streak's going to be broken. The main reason I think so few people went to go see it is because of what I said when we saw the first previews for it at CinemaCon. I said at CinemaCon, I said when the trailers came out, the trailers do not look good. And I said this before, and some people got mad at me, and that's okay. But I said, look, I think people are just excited about the trailer because the name Paul Thomas Anderson is on it and Leonardo DiCaprio. But I said, you keep this exact same trailer, but you just don't have Paul Thomas Anderson's name on there and you don't know it's Leonardo DiCaprio. I think everybody looks at this as at best, mediocre trailer. At best. I actually thought it was a pretty uninspiring trailer. I didn't see anything in those trailers that made me excited to go see the movie other than the names on the billboard. That was it. I don't think it was a very good marketing campaign. And I stand by that. And I think the fact that it's being hailed as such a good movie and the word of mouth is so good about it, and yet it still couldn't even manage to break 25 million as an opening weekend with zero competition. That's the other thing that needs to be highlighted here. Zero competition. And it still only managed to make $22 million. I think it starts and ends with, it was a terrible marketing campaign. I always felt throughout the whole thing, I did not think they did a good job marketing this film. I said it never moved the needle for me. Now, you can also bring up a discussion too, Rob, asking, is Leonardo DiCaprio box office poison? I mean, they did that Killers of the Flower Moon that I think got nominated for Best Picture. Ain't nobody went to go see that. Now he's got this. I mean, I would make an argument against it, but I am just saying you could say that, hey, I mean, who's going to see Leo movies anymore? I don't know. Is he the problem? I don't think so, but some people might bring it up. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. You know, one of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's ZAPIER.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you're looking at this situation. Huge reviews, huge word of mouth, big star, $22 million opening weekend. Why did more people not go out to see this film, do you think?
Well, I think it's really what is our movie-going culture. I mean, I used to say that there's a difference between cinema and movies. The delivery system is the same, and you can argue with it, but it's the same thing that Martin Scorsese used to talk about. Well, you know, superhero movies aren't cinema. Look, they're all movies. We all know they're all movies, but we also know what everybody's talking about. There are populist entertainments that are now the bread and butter of the studios. When Warner Brothers decides to put out cinema, a movie that's not part of any IP, that is this movie is difficult to classify. I haven't even seen it. I'm supposed to see it today. It's difficult to classify. They couldn't even tell you what it was about in the trailers.
That's a problem.
It's a problem but I think that what happens is they don't, and I'm gonna come down hard right now in the marketing departments of the studios. Everything is so analytic oriented now, and the marketing departments, the only thing they can market is if they can point to someone else's marketing campaign and say, we have to make it like that marketing campaign, or we need analytics to tell us if people are going to watch this. Well, when you come up with something new that nobody's seen before, you have to put on your thinking caps, and it's up to you, marketing people, or it's up to you, data analytics readers, to come up with something better. You can't be told, you can't look at a previous marketing campaign and go, let's emulate that. Or you can't read your data sets and go, well, we don't know, because the data sets, there isn't one for one battle after another. You've got to be smart. The reason you're getting paid to market is because you're supposed to be innovative. You got to be Don Draper marketing a slide projector or a Hershey bar and tell somebody why you should go see it. That's what we need, and that's what Warner Brothers needed with this movie. And you know what? I will say this. if you've seen how they pivoted the marketing campaign and made it more like TikTok worthy in the last week leading up to the release of this film, they really started to capture that. Like, this is a weird film. Kids today aren't dumb. They want to see something that they understand, that appeals to them. This trailer, look, youth has always driven movies. And the thing is, this film probably had a lot of things to say within it that the youth of today would really like to hear. But they certainly didn't, they were afraid to put that kind of stuff in the trailer. This is supposed to be a deeply political film. Make this rebellious. You know, it showed a lot of action scenes, but it kind of made Leonardo DiCaprio look like a goof. Do only you have nunchucks here? Where's a gun? Like, what's that supposed to mean? I don't know. It didn't even look appealing to me, and I will sit and watch The Phantom Thread 10 times in one day. But even this, I know Paul Thomas Anderson directed it, but this trailer did not convince me to go see it.
And to be fair, I've been throwing around the name Paul Thomas Anderson as a big draw for cinephiles. True.
Yeah.
It's not like any Paul Thomas Anderson film has ever been a massive blockbuster.
No, this is his biggest opening ever. And I would say this, John, the only people we talk to about movies are people that love movies. I'm not out talking to, like, you know, my sister who could give an F. If I asked her about this movie, she's like, I've never heard of that. And I think that's a problem. I think that what this movie failed to do is connect with normal moviegoers that might have had an experience that they weren't expecting.
By the way,
that's what the marketing campaign did.
I want to put some context on this. So in comparing its opening weekend, we already mentioned Demon Slayer, which made it $70+ million. All right. Conjuring the Last Rites had 4 times as much of an opening weekend, made like 80-something million dollars. All right. Weapons, this small scale, you know, horror film, original film, had double of an opening weekend than it did. As a matter of fact, K-pop Demon Hunters, which had already been available for free on Netflix for well over a month or more, had one weekend in the theaters and it almost made as much. It made like $18-19 million in its opening weekend compared to this film that made 22. Again, I think it really does just go back to the marketing campaign. I always felt it kind of meandered. It was directionless. It never did anything. Here's the thing to me, Rob. The marketing campaign, and tell me if you agree with this or not, because maybe I'm off on this a little bit. The marketing campaign did not focus on marketing one battle after another. I felt like the marketing campaign was focused on Paul Thomas Anderson's new film. And that's not going to get people out into the theaters. Sorry.
No.
There's a segment of us that it will, but for the wider movie-going audience, and I just think they really botched this.
You know, I'll tell you something. But Warner Brothers, Weapons was their last big movie. And then they have this movie. Weapons came out in July or August, beginning of August. The trailer and the marketing for Weapons asked the audience, the potential audience, a question. These children disappeared in the middle of the night. And the marketing campaign focused on that.
It hooks you.
What happened to them? Well, go see Weapons and find out. That's it. That's what it does. It puts a question in the audience's mind. When you're watching this trailer for one battle after another, and I would say they got better as they went along, I have no idea what this movie wants to tell me.
Where's the hook?
Where's
the hook?
Where's the story? I don't get this at all. Yeah, and they focused on the they-them joke, like Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, I just want to be polite. Okay, I get what they're trying to do there, but that's not a hook for an audience to go see a film.
Funny moment.
Yeah.
You know what the other line was good was? What was the exact line? And he goes, was he just driving around with all that red car?
Yeah, driving around like that in a red car.
Driving like that, okay. So a few funny little moments.
Because he's a paranoid character, so you kind of get like, oh, why would he want to stand out?
And so that was fine. But to your point, Rob, that's an excellent example. You look at the Weapons thing, that big hook. What happened here? Okay, well, now I'm wondering. I often refer to the not Thomas Crown affair, the Matt Damon action franchise.
Born Identity.
Born Identity. Guy has no idea who he is, found in the middle of the ocean. What's going on? Boom. These good marketing campaigns have that will find the hook within the movie. And you can't tell me this movie doesn't have a hook. I guarantee you it probably has like 5 of them.
Oh, there's elements to this film that are not addressed. That would not be a spoiler. I won't mention them, but they're not addressed in the trailer. That you could have dialed up the heat of what is happening and the tension, and instead they kind of made it seem like it's a quirky movie and it's 3 hours.
And they don't even make the connection. And I haven't even seen the movie, that the Sean Penn character and the Leonardo DiCaprio character have a beef. I mean, they show that he's chasing him for whatever reason, but like, set that up. One battle after another is these two characters are going through yet another battle. Who will win? If that's the case, I don't know. But make it seem like that in the trailer. And you don't even get enough, like, you see Sean Penn, I would imagine he has a lot more scenes or a lot more dialogue that's probably a lot more interesting than they show in those trailers.
They don't, I want to tread it carefully. They don't even show a pinky's worth of his personality in this film.
At all.
Even
And
in
it's
the
Sean,
trailers.
it's
In the
Jeff
trailers,
McCauley playing a, you know.
In the movie, it is so much more.
And by the way, I saw somebody in the live chat say, younger people don't like dramas. I don't find that, you know what? That feels like that's true. It's actually, whenever you look at the data, that's not true. Look at Oppenheimer. That Oppenheimer is nearly $1 billion film. And when you look at the demographic breakdown, granted, it wasn't like 90% 20-year-olds, but a good chunk of the people that went to go see Oppenheimer that made nearly $1 billion film. Now, granted, you also had Christopher Nolan's name attached to that. I concede that, but a lot of younger people went out to go see that film, and that's all period piece drama. If you market a film right and you give the hook and you give the audiences a reason to want to come and see this movie like the good ones do, I'm not saying One Battle After Another would have been a $200 million opening film. Of course not, but it sure as hell should have been more than 22.
Yeah, but I think like Jonathan just pointed out, you have a great actor in Sean Penn that people have known since Jeff Spicoli in 1982. He has a great reputation. If you have all these great character moments, they tried to make it look like an action movie. And by all accounts, this has one of the great car chases of all time in it. But what's going to drive this movie is the characters and the people you're going to hang out with. And if the Sean Penn character is not well represented, and I would say he wasn't, he just looked like a generic military officer, which I thought was stupid. Give me the Sean Penn of it all. If you concentrated and made a character-based trailer, then you might have had something.
All right, guys. Question is for you. One Battle After Another, which is pretty much considered to be the front runner as of now to be for the Oscars, it made $22 million opening weekend, despite the fact it has super great word of mouth. It's got incredible reviews. It's got a big star in it. Why do you think next to nobody went to go see it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.